down both alpha and delta spells. Read the cover of everybody. At some point, uh, Ty had lost control of herself and accidentally bit into a civilian before she turned her sights onto Beta, who at this point was able to just barely break spells. Spells from the body and bind him. And because of that, he tried to defend himself, only for Ty to viciously attack him pretty excellently stressed and biting into his neck. Successful. After that, you follow basically the new character saying, going to Alpha, who offered the trade. Essentially, the trade was, give me my comrade's body, and I will kill him. That was the deal we were offered. Of course, given the fact that we have all civilians in hand, that might not have been super easy to just have direct confrontation. But in order to give the people this one provable plan. Everybody sort of as after that excursion, you guys managed to get as many as you can, roughly about 200 people out of that. Who are somewhat exhausted and perplexed by the whole situation. Jay is exhausted as he falls to the ground. Some minor moments occurred as Lavender had a discussion with an ally of his while in the morning Jay tried to comfort his high Korak, if I remember correctly, he was trying to figure out the next plans, although
I would say Cora pretty much followed Jay's lead and pretty much collapsed on the spot.
On the spot. Basically, it is now that morning. After the few conversations that we have already had prior, if anyone wants to do anything now would be the time to. Currently, we're still like two people. The city itself is still there, but it's essentially a ghost town now. It's not as though it's like just up and vanished into thin air. Like the buildings are still there, but any signs of life, any feelings of those dreads, of that negative dread energy that we had before, is also gone. Bog's no longer there. Neither are the outlines which often call themselves. And creatures that might have also been. So basically, they want to escape yourselves, the Fae, and the people. Let's just go around real quick, see what everyone. D, what are you doing at the night? Is there anything you'd like to accomplish?
Nothing that I can think of right this moment.
I know. Clark is still trying to figure out healing his eyes.
D might go over to try and help Korak now that they've gotten their spell slot. They have gotten their spell slots back, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You're able to have a full rest from last night.
Okay.
So you're gonna cast a spell or something?
First, D is going to try to use their uh, last potion of healing.
Cora kind of just I'm fine. Lay on hands will work on it. It's just a second. But Cora's hands glow a bit. He pumps 2 points in, and his head goes, oh, and blinks a couple times. Much better. And to note, his eyes have gone from blood red to back to white. Although
I think
there's
so.
like.
The way I would describe this is that Thorax's hand glows gold for a second, but he raises his fingertips over his eyes as that gold light sort of kind of drips into like a liquid and drops into his eyeball.
Yeah, no, it's just
What?
Yeah.
more dry eyes.
I got.
Where it kind of blinks a bit. It's like, okay. Yeah. That fucker shut out my eyes too, and it sucked.
Mm.
Except I had to rip my nail. It was not fun.
Well, would you like me to help with anything, Korak?
I'm alright. I think we gotta come up with some way to help these people because they're not gonna be able to use this town anymore.
Yet another displaced town.
Technically speaking, we know the village freaking 2 or 3 days ago.
Are we going to guide them there? I don't know if directions will suffice since it was kind of put up in the middle of nowhere.
We would have to, especially with having to organize and move 200 people. Because the closest other part of civilization is like a month away. So it's moved 200 people on a month-long march, or move 200 people for a couple of days.
Was there, I forget, was there a reason that the party went to this town? Is this just because it was the closest one afterwards, or was there something you needed to look at? I forget.
So the town that Korak is referring to is the town that we healed and did Korak's paladin stuff in.
No, I mean like the one that we spent a few weeks helping them establish civilization, right? That's the one we went to. But I'm like, is there a reason why we went to the east, this close? That's the real
Because
right now. I forget if there was one.
we were on our way to resupply, and also we were going to gather Jay because we were going to start heading towards Northern's Peace.
Okay, well,
Toe. But these guys, but like, we really want to move 200, like, moving a party of people with
Well, we
a
also-
card, fine, but like 200 plus, that's a lot.
well, we also want to ask them like, where would they want to be located? Like, because
No,
I don't know if they want to move into a town that's just been established 3 weeks ago.
Well, right. I mean, I'm not saying like they should just.
themselves regroup in a bigger city.
I get that. It's just the nearest part of civilization is the other one to like.
I think D having when Korak said they're all good, D's going to go see if any of the villagers need any help with like cooking or mending what is left of their items or anything like that.
For the most part, the citizens are just generally they're still in a state of shock. Like these are the people. So the people that you have right now are the people who are able to like stuff down all their emotions and not be people. But now they're sort of like now that they have a chance to kind of breathe and have a moment to themselves, they're not bad. It's just that they're still sort of processing these last few weeks because to them this is more like a horrible nightmare that's been going for 3 weeks, and they've basically had to been rationing because like things can get in, but nothing gets out, and that was the problem. Um, a lot of these people seem emaciated. Like they're very skinny. Like if like to put into perspective, you could take like 8 of their arms, and Korak could put his hand around all 8 of them and snap like line their arms together. That's how thin they are. Ty can even go up to like 2 of them and hold 2 arms together.
So probably not in the condition for a trek.
Probably not, but they would need transportation of some kind if they were going to. They just essentially they need food. Right?
I guess I'm trying to remember what we did for the previous time. Like, they were able to have a supply of food, right? I think we helped with crops, the sprouts, harvest, everything.
Unlike the people with that people in the small town that you guys were saving, those people had no idea what they were doing whatsoever. These are people who like had lives. They had occupations and jobs. They knew what they were doing. It's just that they've been like uprooted, like just absolutely out of nowhere. So they have no idea.
So like, did we get the sense that like the town they were in was like an established kind of leader there? Or there any other kind of leaders that survived the whole encounter?
So
Or,
Jay probably goes on to like explain that this was a town run by dreads. The majority of the people who were in like a position of power of any kind were probably dread. And basically, since the 3 like yes, you guys came in here within a day and were able to help out like, almost instantly, but again, you got to remember these things had a 3-week advantage on you, and the first people to kind of go were probably anything with abortion.
I think D is going to collect from all the party what he can of our rations and like try to make a soup so that it can be rationed out further.
are we able to do that?
Well, yeah, because the city is still there. The items are still there. It's just the fog and the creatures are gone now.
Well, but
you might not be able to find a lot of food because that's been burned through. But
did you say the fog was gone?
yeah, the fog left overnight. Basically, when people went to bed, the fog left in sort of regions.
Huh. Okay.
So the town is still technically there. And yes, the items are so basically all the town and like you can literally see a cart in like pass through inside like some of the behind the lines. Obviously, some of the buildings have burned down, but you can see some like cars and other things. But as far as anything that relates to food and anything that's not that hasn't been already eaten or preserved, you're gonna be hard pressed to find food. But other than that, like most equipment should still technically be intact. Like the ships should still roughly be there, and like anything else that could be deemed valuable is there.
Should we try our hand at fishing? Do we want to move them from this place? Like this place was their population was significantly diminished.
I feel like
Yeah,
that depends on the people. Like, do they feel safe here anymore?
Yeah, you know what? Roll me insight or investigation.
I was looking to see what my numbers are on that.
21, you can get the general consensus that like they've lived there their entire lives. They're not exactly like, they. You can definitely tell there's a handful of them who don't want to leave because this has been their home, but at the same time, like, a lot of them, there's a lot of like stirring resentment of like, fuck this place. This place has monsters in it, but at the same time, right? Key issue, sort of. It's not about safety. It's about what makes most sense. Because this was a town of hundreds of thousands of people. Or this was a city of 100,000 people, give or take. And now it's been reduced to like less than 1,000. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They could technically try, but you know, either they filled those homes with a lot of like other people, like, you know, that's gonna draw a lot of questions if you're trying to get people to move to a place. Hey, whatever happened to the other, you know, 90,100 and some odd people, right?
Never mind all that.
Yeah, not a lot of people want that.
Probably also a vibe that if given the option would, go to a major city or go to a quiet village.
Yeah. I mean, there's last you checked, some of the bigger boats still do. Like, they're still in.
Yeah.
Yeah, but do we have the kind of supplies that they would need to find on a boat?
That would
Like,
be the.
would they be able to survive the voyage over to whatever next port town there is? Would it be quicker than the month journey to the other place? Would they cover in the closer village?
That would be something to figure out, I suppose.
It is possible that, going to the village is just so that they can recover. If they want to stay, cool, but if they want to leave, cool, they have a spot where they can get ready.
Yeah. Has anyone been able to send out word what happened to the town?
That's
Does
a
anyone
question.
have means to do so?
Yeah. Jay pipes up and he says, "Yeah, I've been unable to do that for a while now, but I think I can manage it if I can set up a tower to reach for Nessabus."
Need a
Man,
cell
if
tower?
only we could set up a tower.
Yeah.
Weird.
Sounds. Well, I'll need help. I don't think I can build a tower on my own, especially given my current condition. But if you're willing to help, I can maybe set something up.
Should we? Is there no kind of tower structure in the city that we could use?
There are, but any like basically some they're not in like to get a pretty good like an immediate like they could probably send out a signal, but what he's suggesting is like a all comm lines like any taker's emergency to come to aid essentially. Because theoretically speaking, he could probably get some signal out. He's just hoping to have someone hit his frequency and send it out.
I mean, if you just need to get up high, he makes the motion of like flapping wings. Things up there, wherever. Is it gonna take a while?
Well, well, I don't need you to fly me too high. I do need to fix one of the towers above, but I don't have the materials necessary to do that. If you could, would you be willing to scavenge for some parts, maybe, so I can try and fix the tower on my own, or maybe have some help? Because I can't do it. It's gonna take me an entire day unless I have someone to help.
Alright, yeah, we can do that. Let me just pick some spells for the day. Would you like stone shape? It only looks on IG2. you some pilot.
The tower that he's referring to is like 30 feet in the air, maybe 40.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if I have anything.
I might have something.
Yeah.
I could get this transmute. I got wall of stone. I don't know if I can make it go up. Hold on.
Also, he's saying even if I can try to fix this, it would take me a longer time than we would like on my own. I still need someone to help.
What?
So that was Swarm going. Maybe the artificer should help.
Yeah, D has fly.
Oh,
He was referring specifically to
or making my tower.
Oh,
me helping with the component parts.
yeah, D could do that.
Yeah, because again, D is also an artificer as like he is. So
Yeah.
it probably makes sense for the two artificers to work on the tower together.
Yeah, and plus D does have fly and can cast it on them both.
Oh, perfect. In the meantime, then.
I'm looking to see what I can do.
If that's the
To
case,
direct
then
people.
if D can cast fly on two people at once, that should do it because they just need to get
Wait,
up there.
I
and
think-
basically attach themselves to the tower and then just work on it, so they don't have to worry about. So they don't have to worry about like having to like keep up the flying. They just needed to get up there, latch onto the tower.
Okay. 1 second. D can possibly make this work because I didn't realize fly was a concentration spell. But
You can upcast it?
I don't have a 4th level spell slot.
Okay, yeah, so you can only cast it once. That's what I was.
But D does have a spell refueling ring, and if allowed, D can put fly into the ring, give it to J, and then cast it on. And then J used the spell to cast it on themselves, and D cast fly on themselves.
Check it. He probably is. Jay nods. He agrees to that. He's like, okay. So then at this point, it would just be you and me, but we need some components, so you're gonna need to find some components for me. Thankfully speaking, I have my bots already running around, so since most of them are no longer functioning, since I couldn't go over to the areas where the one of these creatures were attacking just to collect the parts, would you be willing to grab some grab their spare parts, see what you can salvage, and bring them back to me?
Of course, and if there's any that are slightly broken, I should be able to use mending on them.
No, we're going to be taking them apart. We need their pieces.
Oh. Understood. I may actually have some parts that you could use.
Oh?
D. Who knows who currently has the bag of holding?
Probably me. We used it with Gamma, I believe.
Okay.
Do you still have a piece of Gamma?
Probably.
D goes to whoever has the bag of holding, and reaches in and pulls out some of the components that D had used for Bartholomew. And was basically like, would these be of any assistance?
Let's see. Roll me. Yeah, roll me Arcana.
Ready? D D can rebuild Bartholomew as long as D has the core. I think.
Did he break in this adventure?
Bartholomew broke before we entered the fog.
It broke when we fought the worm.
Yeah, and D has to be at a working blacksmith in order for him to rebuild or them to rebuild Bartholomew.
So as soon as D gets into
just
a
we have
town,
enough. Okay.
where's the blacksmith?
Yeah, the blacksmith is probably not there. There's a blacksmith area if you want to look for that.
Would that work?
Yeah, I mean,
Does it
like
have
the
enough
if D wants to rebuild Bartholomew, the blacksmith's area should be still fully functioning. It's probably not on at the moment, given the fact that they were unable to like make any weapons.
For right now, D is going to help Jay with the parts from Bartholomew because D is good at what's the word? Improvising with materials.
Yeah. Make Bartholomew out of box of scraps.
I mean, that's basically what Bartholomew .01 was.
Yeah. So he's gonna ask D to stay behind, so that way they can figure out a way to like fix to basically assess the damage to the tower and try to see how they can fix it. In the meantime, if anyone wants to help look.
for supplies?
Yeah, so basically Korak and Lavender are going to have you do investigation checks for me.
Sure.
Korak just kinda like finds some junk metal and he's like, it's metal.
Close enough. It's like, thank you, Korak.
Sorry, I'm not really great at knowing what's useful and what's not. It's
Investigation, right? I'm also really, really good at that. Amazing. Look at this. Yep.
Can like Korak use perception and maybe just find a
Or
corpse of one of his guys, like one of his robot guys?
Sure.
Hold on, I'm gonna go look for one of your robot guys. That'd probably be more useful. Much better.
Yeah. Yeah, you're able to find a couple guys. These guys are like really badly burned, like but they don't look like you're not sure whether or not they're still usable, but you did find some guys. Let's say you found at least maybe 4 of them.
So I think Korak's just kind of haul them over, like to have like the professionals look over them to see what's useful. It's gonna be like I did manage to find 4 of your guys.
Yeah, D, do you want to roll me Arcana or Investigation?
Arcana. That's a whole lot better than investigation.
Yeah, if only we had someone really good at investigation. Oh, we do have time.
Oh yeah, she there.
Is she?
Yeah.
Well,
She
can
is,
be.
but I think for the moment, she's still sort of like stun locked from like, she's.
Is she?
Is she actually? You know what? That is a good question. Ty, how are you doing right now? How's Ty doing?
I mean, I think she's still processing. I think she's a bit quieter than she usually is. She's kind of keeping to herself for the time being.
You know what? I'll tell you what. If you want to do any rolls for like this part right here, you can do so. But it'll be a disadvantage.
She's mentally unwell.
No, I'll still try investigation anyway.
Still has the taste of a man's life in her mouth. You almost became a cat. Wait, did you swallow? Did you eat the chunk?
Oh, she definitely did.
You're a
Oh, yeah.
cannibal now.
Like
She
after
has
she came
face
back around, it
cancer.
was like, oh god.
Well, technically, like, she's a Leviathan, so technically it's not cannibalism.
It's still cannibalism. Humanoid. Would you?
It's not eating the same species, so.
If I eat an elk, that's not cannibalism.
No, that is because you're a humanoid eating a humanoid. But Ty's a Leviathan. Ty's a Leviathan.
How did
Fast
Leviathan?
hold and see for holes.
Roll me one. Roll me one more.
I'm
This
rolling
one.
another one, yeah.
Natural 20.
Oh,
So
yeah.
with 19, yeah, you're able to find a couple more guys as well. These guys could potentially be helpful. You maybe find like four or five more guys on top of what Cork already found too. And these guys look a little bit in better condition than the Cork found, because the one was found that Cork found were the ones by Beta. Beta has a tendency to burn things. Whereas someone like Delta was more
strong.
yeah. Take it down. Basically, so now that that's done, let's just say for the sake of this, D, you're still doing the 2 spell thing, right?
Yeah. The spell refueling ring and D's own spell.
How long
Go
does
ahead
life
and-
last? Okay, that's
Let me double check. Yeah. It does only last for 10 minutes. So if they could get up there and build a scaffolding.
Well, that's what I was saying before, right? I was saying they just need to lash themselves onto the tower.
Yeah.
To fix that part.
Yeah. So yeah, they have enough time to get up there, and then D can cast Feather Falling to get them down.
Just go ahead and mark that down. We'll say you guys got up there.
Yeah.
D, I'm gonna have you roll at an advantage just to try and roll Arcana to try and like fix this, to fix the tower.
What's advantage again?
2d20, keep 1. Or K1.
K1, yeah.
Oh, damn.
Ooh, good. Yeah, with the 25, it takes you a little bit while just because of the fact that you guys are on, like, basically having to duct tape yourself to the tower. In the meantime, we'll show you that way you can work without having to focus on concentrating the spell and do this. But with the help of Jay, the two of you managed to like breeze past this with no issue whatsoever. And you're able to successfully, successfully reattach the device in such a way that it starts working, and basically you're able. It's like okay. So Jay basically tells you, yeah, okay. I think we got it working. We can head down now.
How long did it take?
It took you guys about an hour. I think that's how long it took the two of them were working together. Just because of the weird angle that they were in. So basically, so they only, yes, fly only lasts for 10 minutes, but again, it lasts through some. Yeah. So you guys are able to get down to the ground without much issue.
Yeah.
Go ahead and mark that down too.
Yeah. I will say, with D flying up and then into the air and then floating down, D misses Abby.
Push back to-do list. Finding out where the heck you guys' skies went.
Well, that's why we're going to go to
mechanical screen is like a glass ruby slate. As he starts tapping on the gem, using the pad, just basically trying to figure out how to get a signal. I was like, okay, so we managed to get it together, but at this point, it's no longer on us. We have to wait until someone gets back to us, and hopefully relatively soon.
What did you end up sending?
I sent out an SOS signal on all PAX channels to see if anyone responds.
Okay.
Mostly,
We have to stay here for another day to wait for response? Or does the cell tower have like further coverage?
well,
Yeah.
it shouldn't take us too long. Hopefully, by the end of the day, maybe. But until then, I'm going to be sitting here by this iPad waiting for a signal. If you want, you can establish the rest of the city, see what you can find that's useful.
What did question though? What ended up happening to the sphere?
Annihilation?
Yeah. Did you end up in that laser thing? Did you do something?
Yeah, so it was basically the reason why it was only 10, not more. Sphere of Annihilation is still technically there. But the device itself was like a jimmy rig, a half-ass variation, literally put together within a short frame of time, just to try to siphon off a little bit of its ability. The 10 shots was how long before the machine collapsed in on itself and then fell into the field.
Okay. So
Oh,
we
so
just
the spear is
spear
still
something.
there.
Yeah.
Well, you're
Good. Excellent.
It's just there.
Well, that makes this a little easier for me. Or at least
What?
for my idea.
So, yeah. So basically, if you want to roll to search the town, go ahead and let's see what you can find.
Sure.
Or
Why not?
say something like, can I, since neither of us have proficiency, can I just give your advantage?
Are we investigating or are we just simple?
Yeah, investigation would be a regular roll. You're not looking for items. This is just gonna be like something like basically wealth based. So like anything that's worth value.
We're looting the town.
Yeah, if you want to.
I'm not sure how far.
Or what
Well,
you
we
can
might
what
go
you can
ask
do-
some of the townspeople like if they want to come find some things of sentimental value to them. That
If they
hasn't
want to
already
find
been
things
kind
that
of
they want to
taken.
take with them.
All right.
It seems like a move is most in order.
It feels kind of weird to like just like vulture through stuff while we have 200 people that used to live here.
This place has already been pretty what's it called?
Rattled.
Looted because of the apocalypse thing.
Yeah.
But we can just, invite those people to kind of like come over down the way. They might want to take with them.
You know what? Let's say that's what you guys do for us today, because obviously.
I'll
this
look
is a-
for things in there, but I'm not sure if I can keep everything.
Yeah. Let's say that anyone wants to participate. Yeah.
Oh
With
wow.
an 8. Ooh, yeah.
Oh.
With an 18, you're able to find.
Seems like a professor for us. No.
All right, last
Some
minute.
shiny rocks.
What are we rolling?
Investigation.
finds a cool looking rock.
Yeah.
Wait, I find what?
Lavender with basically you're able to help people gather some money. You found roughly 4,600 gold altogether. Mostly you have,
4,600. Jeez.
yeah, that's mostly what you
Picked off
found.
the corpses of bread along the streets.
Well,
It just
mostly
buried them.
mostly the houses, what like their own houses as well as the neighbor houses, like people who probably are not gonna need it anymore.
Now we gotta evenly distribute it.
Yeah.
Yep.
4,600. Yeah,
What do you think?
4,600
It's all
divided
on.
by
Just kidding.
600 divided by 200. That's 23 gold a piece. That's actually a fair amount.
That's pretty good for like
Regular civilian. Yeah.
yeah.
The commoner gets paid like
Yeah.
what 2 to 3 copper a day.
Still boring. Yeah.
So
2 to 3 copper like an hour.
And then clear.
yeah, depending on your career, 2 to 3 copper an hour is more a higher pay. Most like peasants get paid like 2 copper a day. So this is still big bonus to them. Gives them enough to survive.
So and then we can either split the rest of the party or Lavender just gets 22,000.
Yeah. Or did I found this with other people helping me, right? Or was it just myself looking through?
No,
Wow.
you were helping the people find. That's what you were doing.
Okay. Yeah.
Because you guys were helping the people find finding money, or finding some valuables, finding some valuable things that they can sort of.
I guess while I'm doing that, I would ask them maybe to think of who helped them the most in this past 3 weeks. And maybe if he, for his sacrifices, may need a little more of a share.
And Broly's helping
You know, if the town agrees, I'll give Jay a little extra.
Sure. D here. This is
For
for
your
the.
sacrifices, Jay, for your mental and physical strife.
Oh. D, you found roughly 3,100 gold.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you want to split that up, that they'd be willing to. I think the 23 gold for everyone, the one that Lavender helped found, they were more than content with, keeping on themselves. So the party can divvy up the 3,100 gold amongst yourselves, however you feel.
I think
They do mention they want you guys to split it with Jay as well because he's kept them not dead.
Like the 20, the ones that I found.
No, the one that he found, because essentially you guys were working together to help find him. So the one that you found, Lavender, goes to the people, which breaks down to 23 gold each for them. But the 3,100 gold that he, with the help of the people, found, that the other people found, that's for you guys.
The 3,100, right?
Yes. This is a party.
Divided by, I don't know why I thought 7. Divided by 6, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. D's going to suggest giving Jay an extra 100 gold, or taking the 100 gold and giving it to Jay to use for supplies for the town if anyone gets in contact with Jay. Because dividing 31 between 6 is messy, but dividing 3,000 between 6 is even.
Yeah, 500. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, D is going to ask everyone, is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just, how much am I adding into
500.
500.
a wizard could have 500 gold. I don't know. But you guys never had a wizard, so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, actually. So I think with that line, Korak kind of like tries to look, but he realizes that like his head really feels a bit light, and he kind of like stops to think like he did lose a lot of blood because your eyes and getting shot and all that. So I think he kind of he's gonna kind of part himself by Jay to like he'll take the gold that he's wanting to give to Jay and hand it over to him. But I kind of like this kind of start for meeting.
Yeah. Jade takes the gold graciously. So, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Of course, did a lot.
Well, honestly, I wouldn't have this job if I didn't. So, I'd say what kind of song it was.
I did have. I don't
Yeah, shoot.
So, we both know we're going to have to face things out like this. And that spirit foundation did a good job. I know
Yeah.
that. I know that the gun you have to use is pretty big. How big does the container fit for that sphere?
I don't know. Maybe like 5 feet in cube, give or take. I mean, you'd have to be pretty significantly strong. I made that barely with the mind of like you guys being drawn to. I know you're Goliath, aren't you?
Yes.
Wasn't that pretty freaking heavy for you to use?
Was it? It's correct.
Yeah, because it required you had to use both hands.
Right. Right. Korak is able to lift as if he were a large creature.
Yes, but that's also to have your strength.
And William
Oh,
helped.
So yeah, it was pretty heavy.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Like if you're trying to do a hammer, I mean in theory it could be possible. I would have to think on that.
It might be something like or finding some way to use it in the future since we know it's gonna happen.
Well, I'm gonna take that sphere of annihilation with me for now, just because let's face it, it's probably better in Gale's hands than them. You get so many people.
Oh, for sure. 100%.
Maybe. Maybe. It's sort of been rough coming up with ideas these past few weeks, given the fact that, on account of exhaustion.
See something big, and I put that on a stick and hit something.
Honestly, not a bad idea. There have been crazier things that people have done to try and win battles. It's not even the least craziest thing I've heard. At that moment, you guys, you hear a ding on his wristband. Basically, you hear it's basically the sound of like an email like flying in. One of those you know how you hear ding. When you get an email. That's the sort of sound getting. It's Jay opens up his tablet, tablet message. Coordinates locked. SOS acknowledged. Ship's heading your way now. He's like, oh, okay, good. We have. We have. Looks like help will be on the way shortly. That's good. You see his face sort of drop for a second. No, what happened? It's a flagship of Simon Wright himself.
Oh shit.
What? Like, that's just deep.
Boss
What?
Yeah.
Boss might be pissed, right?
That's not my boss, not directly, but he's okay.
I was just going off the fact that what you had said earlier about not going slightly off the technique. So
Well,
you might be pissed.
let's just see. The moment, let's not go ahead and tell your go ahead and try and tell the people just to calm down, but I think it's best that if the six of us go to meet them alone. um Basically, he sort of sits down for a little bit, kind of contemplating what to say next. He's not quite sure what to do after that. It's sometime later though. I need everyone to make a Constitution saving.
Thank God, I guess.
Hey, Warwick got up on this, so now he knows +1 in his constitution.
Ty, you fail. D, you fail. Lavender, you barely pass.
Yay. 13 for DC, guys.
Oh,
What's
Quark,
all
you take.
20?
Quark, you take no damage. Lavender, you take half damage, and then Ty D, you take full damage. You take.
The bot's thinking about it.
It told me this application did not respond.
Oh, it just said typing. So I thought I was just thinking.
Oh,
There
nope,
it is.
That's not what I wanted. Sorry, I had to redo that. I don't know why I did that.
Or damage, nice.
You take.
Wow.
Yeah, you take 48.
Okay.
This is thunder damage.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thunder.
Thunderstruck!
Yeah. Basically, at this point in time, a giant, what you can only imagine to be a Mordron's like wet dream of a machine. Imagine the battleship tank, the battleship. What's it called? The helicarrier from the Avengers, but it's like. Actually, no. Do you know what the? It's the more specific. You know the UNSC Infinity looks like?
No, but imagine I do.
Hold on.
The Star Trek?
No, this is Halo.
Really quick, I do want to say that.
Oh,
Oh wait, never mind. We're at full health.
Yeah.
Although that took out half my HP.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Just FYI.
Yeah, same here.
I'll put it in BC.
Whoa, magic cat. Maybe I'll just put it okay. Oh, pretty.
That is what appears above you in the horizon, in the sky.
So it's like, holy shit.
Oh, that.
Okay.
Great.
That is a big ass shit.
Ooh. It's gonna be king. Huh.
Like Korax, like I imagine like it showed up, the thunder damage hit, but it's like it just kind of knocks the wind out of it, but he's kind of able to just like what the fuck?
Yeah, that guy pops up material. So, as this guy pops onto the radar, Jay's like, be cautious, don't. He is one of the 10 most powerful beings of the factions. It is not probably a great idea to be on his bad side.
Yeah, I
Right,
think we're like
you're the-
Yeah.
that you did talk.
You're the what's it called? The envoy, interpreter, what is it? If we want to-
Ambassador?
Trying to, ambassador, yeah. Your hours start out, question mark, maybe.
Well,
We
alright.
got you an hour, an advance hour you're late. So late.
Basically, you can see a giant, like, floodlight land on you guys. It's still somewhat, like, it's like, at this point, it's late night. Not late night, but, you know, it's like it's, what is it? It's dusk. So you can still, like, you still, like,
Twilight.
light up. It's like orange skies, essentially. As the floodlights hit you guys, you guys start to, feel nauseous for a second. And then, like that, you basically all come down, you basically all gather yourself together as you land on what sounds like a metallic floor. Yeah, kind of you all land with like a general thud, and you can hear some commotion about you as people walk past you, as if like you falling onto the thing was just sort of.
Wait, did we get beamed up? What happened?
Yes, you got
Yep.
beamed up.
Oh my gosh. Scotty?
So Jason sort of like gets up, like, oh, I have a headache. Oh, my dear chaps, I imagine you have quite the story for me. You guys, basically, you see all these people all dressed up, but as you turn around, you can see someone sitting on like, there's a small stairway. It's like 4 or 5 steps up to the next level. It's not that much. You could basically jump up to the next up to the next level if you really tried. But everyone seems to be in some sort of formal attire, basically like a military garb of some kind. Except this one guy. This guy looks old. He's like, to put it into perspective, he's got. Imagine Joe Biden with the Knight Rider shades, but he's also wearing a leather jacket used in helicopters. Like the one of those helicopter jackets.
Aviator jackets?
Aviator jacket, yeah. He's wearing yes, he does have that in. He's wearing an aviator jacket, and he has a cane, with also he's wearing like the Knight Rider shades on his face. But strangely enough, you didn't even notice it. You guys can generally sense all the people around you, the life that's going on. You couldn't notice him until he called out to you. Jay immediately reacts and saying, yes, I'm sorry, could we speak with... Oh, I know who you are, Jason. Yes, you can speak with one of my men in need, sir. But I have a more keener interest in these fellows who live here. Now, I'm certain Solomon and I can have some more discussions later down the line, but I have never met these fellows, at least not in person. So, that being said, I will see you later. Wait, but he snaps his fingers and Jason just disappears.
Yes, it was an investor.
This guy, by the way,
Take a slice step. Like he's probably talking about them, right? Alright, I'm gonna step over to the side.
he looks over to as you step up to the side. Oh.
No. I try to hide behind Korai. I try to hide behind the horse as well. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. As you do that, Korak is lifted into the air and pushed aside like 10 feet, and put back down.
Okay.
I'll go behind Boyo.
Yeah, you stop. He stopped. He points his finger at you.
No.
After. He's like, I don't think we've met. Are you one of his boys?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, how wonderful! He started having actual conversations. You know, I was always worried that he was going to be the loner type, but, you know, it's always nice
Still
to have.
is.
Really? Huh.
Yeah.
Nice to see that he's actual friends. You know, he never takes my invitation. When you get a chance, please tell him he's always welcome aboard my ship.
See what I can do.
Excellent. Now for you four.
Great.
Yes, basically he has maxed out charisma.
I dodge out of the way of the
Yeah,
conversation.
you dodge out of. Oh wait.
No, in the horse.
Yeah. That
I got
leaves
counted. I got counted.
you four.
I got the ants. It's in the container.
My oh my. Ah, I see one of mine is here. Who are you again? What's your name, my friend? What's your name, my robotic friend?
I'm D.
D.
One sec.
Excellent.
I'm sorry, I thought you said mama.
So, D, how's it feel to be aboard amongst your kin?
Oop, Trish muted.
Oh, did Trish, you muted. Okay. Not
I'm
much
just
to
imagining that's what D's actually existed.
Sorry, family came into room. I'm here. Family came into room. I did say 1 second.
Oh, sorry. I
Oh,
didn't
sorry,
hear that.
it didn't get it didn't.
Yeah.
Okay. No, my family came into my room, so I had to mute.
Oh, no problem.
But what was the
By
question
way,
again?
just for your how does it feel to finally how does it feel to finally be amongst some of your own kind? I know you've met Harriet, and she's quite the young lady. Keep in mind, when you met Harriet was like an old lady.
Yeah.
But he's calling her like a young child. Like he's talking about her like she's a child.
Was Harriet the one that gave D the Wright bolts?
Yeah. Well, she was the one who had her people give you one.
Ah.
This was shortly after you defeated the scholar, and then you were.
Yeah.
going on-
No, I remember that part. It was just I didn't remember if it was that person or another person.
No, that was.
But D's like, I'm not entirely sure.
Well, if you're ever interested in joining our family, you're more than welcome to. We do have a lot of fun, and we travel pretty much the known multiverse, at least from what we're aware. It is hard nowadays, though, since we've had a hard time discovering new places, at least given the council's incessant bickering. But, you know, small victories, I suppose. It is nice to travel.
If you D is very nervous and says the first thing that comes to their mind, which is if you run out of places to discover on land, why not go undersea or in space?
Oh, my dear robotic friend. You know how to crack me up.
That
Yes.
sounds like a been there, done that.
Yeah. Your corpse friend over here is not wrong. I have explored both already. In fact, that's my territory nowadays. Not the deep sea. The deep sea is always for fun. The deep sea is nowadays for vacation. But that up there, in the sky, is usually my territory.
D really wishes he could talk to Abby right now.
Still, it's fascinating. Let's see. Great open. Bloodshed. And you.
Pretty simple.
Yeah. And then he points his finger over to Time. You are two types, if I'm not to be mistaken.
Bingo?
Ah, I knew it. Well, Magma, sorry, I apologize. I didn't mean to, go on that small rant. My name is Simon Wright. A pleasure to make your acquaintances.
It's a pleasure to meet yours.
Yes. Don't mind that. You know what? Where's my hospitality? I'm sorry, I am a bad host. Let me bring you to the deck. He snaps his fingers again, and then you're now on to the top part of this. So basically, you can see that you're on this. You're basically at the top level, where you can see like the hollow top part of the ship as it starts to open up and flatten out, similar to like a flat surface. Sorry about that. It's getting a little stuffy in here, don't you agree?
It's are like the stars visible at this point, or
Yeah, the stars are starting to become visible.
or it could. Nice view.
You know, it's not very often I get to see heirs such as yourself. It's very, very much a nostalgic feeling. I might have.
Nostalgia?
Oh yes. I take it that you are not alone in your heads.
I'm alone now, but I'm getting used to it. Things happen.
I take it it's the same for the rest of you, with the exception of the Reaper, of course.
Kind of, due to circumstances that we're still kind of figuring out, our voices are, let's say, quiet for now.
The mine kind of has a different situation, but for theirs, entering Intina wound up causing them to go silent, mostly dormant, aside from the desire to become
Well, that's no surprise. I totally imagine. That makes a lot more sense than you imagine.
Do remind us and tell us why. I don't think either of us know why they are politely acting this way, nor how to put it back.
Well, first things first. How about snacks? He snaps his fingers again, and you can see a table appears right in front of you. It's a really nice table, and basically there's a whole bunch of plates of food that you could possibly imagine. There's like like things that you would see at like a rich person like golf place where like they have like a whole buffet sort of set out with snacks, drinks, and all the you can see sugary drinks and all the things there. Things that
Or
like
a grazing board.
yes, it's pretty much a grazing board. It's a whole buffet table too. It's like this is at least like 10 feet. This is a 10-foot long table that he has set up, and he has like like smaller tables, a smaller round table next to it, where like where the five of you can sit down. As he's sitting down with a cold drink in his hand, just swimming by. The bottom part is yellow, while the top part of his drink is brown. As he's twirling around, you can see like some cold pieces of ice, and he's using a metallic cylinder to just swirl it together.
Cocktail over here.
Does anyone want to roll to see what drink he has?
I don't think Ron really know. Making a clear decision. He doesn't know parts of life.
I honestly don't think Greg is willing to drink right now. He's aware that this guy's quite, powerful. And the fact that, like, the dude's charisma is off the charts, that makes Greg a little more wary than anything. Like, he's, being polite, but he's also being wary because he knows what, charming personality can do.
Yeah, ties in the same boat. She's just like, okay, I am going to play my cards very carefully because I would not like to piss off the person who can do magic without me figuring out how the hell he did that. But also, oh shit,
Yeah, like,
See everything?
It's very careful.
Don't feel shy. Help yourselves to the table. I have plenty.
I will cautiously slowly raise a hand saying it's not too much to ask. There's like 200-ish or a couple hundred people down there that haven't had much to eat. If you have plenty, may I ask that they be given something a little light on their stomach so that they can regain their strength?
You can see him. For like a good 5 minutes, he doesn't say anything as he stares at you.
I'll sip really awkwardly at a drink.
Suppose that's no problem. Although I would rather prefer if they didn't intrude in our conversation, if that's not a problem
No,
for you.
yeah, I'm doing just like, send them something like good on their stomachs, like some couple cut fruit maybe. They shouldn't eat too much too fast. They're gonna
Oh, I'll just send them to the dining hall, and he just like snaps his fingers, and they all like
okay.
you can hear like they just all disappear. They're now
like
there's
we
somewhere.
look down and we see all the people that were there.
Yeah, they poof away.
Oh, that's not exactly what I meant, but okay.
Oh yeah. Oh, don't worry. They're downstairs. They're in the dining hall.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you don't really want them to eat too much too fast.
Well, it's
Bad for their stomach.
This is fine.
This is it'll be fine.
Okay. Thanks.
Oh.
No, I mean, no, really, but thanks. Thank you. Thank you.
I like this
appreciate
one. He's fun.
Oh, my cups are traveling.
Greg just kind of gives Lavender a pat and just looks towards them and goes, well, it's nice to meet you. I am Korak. What shit is we understand paladin before the numbers.
Oh, got a no kiss. Oh. Oh, that's a name I haven't heard in quite some time. Is he fair nowadays?
He's been busy.
Is
Like Korak kind of shakes a little, grabs some food, but he is looking to see if there's any sign that Simon might know about the good kind of thing.
insight.
Okay. insight on an eldritch being older than most things on this planet. Alright.
By the way, you're looking at a human. Like this guy looks human. He looks like a geriatric 76-year-old.
Natural one? No.
You know nothing.
Alright.
You
On a natural one,
start choking on some crackers.
Why?
Park, on a natural one, as you like try to gain insight on him, you hear something in your head. You know, my boy, it's much easier to just ask me than try to get an insight on my thoughts and feelings. And you can see him just smile. He's not saying anything physically, but you can hear him in your head.
Sorry. Used to try to...
Oh.
Bad habit.
Oh, I'm just joking with you. Anokus did the same thing when he first met me. That kid
Well,
was something
hey.
else.
Well, I guess like parent, like child, I suppose.
Oh yeah.
No,
You're actually-
well, not kind of, sort of. It's
Your
cultural.
dad?
It's a cultural thing.
Oh, your father and your clan kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, speaking of which, you do remind me a lot of Anokus, especially nowadays. I mean, I don't know what caused him to join our side finally, but man, oh man, was it hard to finally agree to let him into action. I mean, you know, the god of blood and bloodshed just works so well together. Oh, it took a long time to convince him. But man, you know, I'm glad he finally decided to take us up on our offer. But, you know, it's been a while since I saw him or Piper.
Or who?
Oh, the Dread Piper.
Yes. I believe you refer to him as the Emperor, right? The Emperor of Bloodshed.
No, I only heard of him when it was kind of a puzzle thing that my god left me in order, but Anokus left me to regain my paladin powers after I completed my previous oath. I'm not sure if he's still the Dreaded Piper, so he's still around.
Trust me, nothing can kill the dreaded Piper, not unless he wants to. That being the case, you know, the dreaded Piper, as well as the god Anokus, are one and the same. No, they weren't always the same.
Or just because.
Oh yeah. Currently, he's herald to the bloodshed. He's herald to the bloodshed entity known as the Titan. Oh, very much so. Although he does have a few thousand years ahead of you, but
Of course.
still, you're more like him than you think. Now, as for you, my dear blue elf, I believe I think I've seen you before, haven't I? Do I know you?
I've gotten that a couple times. I keep getting mistaken for someone else.
If I had to hazard a guess, Isla,
Yep.
Ravane. Yes, no?
Yeah. Isla.
You know her mom?
Ravane,
I
yes, the
forget
mom.
if she looked. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Timeline
Oh.
mentioned something about that, but during
I do
the
believe-
their war part, but
I do believe young Raphael, he is quite the life than you think. Oh boy. You know, when I first met him, he tried to stab me in the face. Could you believe that?
Yeah.
Oh, kids. You gotta love them.
She's like turning a lighter shade of blue. She doesn't know what to do with this information.
I'll hold a grudge for that, I guess.
Fuck.
A good thing.
But enough about me. No. That's not what we're here for. We're here today because I'm here for you. I'm sure you all have plenty of questions, and I'm more than happy to answer any of them. So, please, feel free.
Oh my gosh, cat.
Cat is here.
Oh my gosh, talking of cat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, at this point in time, you can see Black Bean sort of freaking out.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah,
this is
Black
awesome.
Bean, Black Bean sort of freaking out, and it's like meowing. Like, oh,
Yeah,
what is such adorable creature? You can see he holds out his hand as Black Bean is like very like cautious as it pats his hand, but eventually jumps onto like his arm all the way up to his shoulder.
Go animal handling, he doesn't know you.
Yeah.
I will bite you.
Yeah. Oh, what a cute
It's like, oh shit, Black Bean.
He starts crying.
So, tell me, why am I here?
Well, Dre sent out a message.
Oh yeah, no, I know that much, but
Yeah.
why?
Well, town been attacked by beings that call themselves outlaws. There might be some kind of wall that stopped them when we entered, things have they've already been there for 3 weeks by the time we entered. We worked with Jay to help get everybody in.
We killed one of them, and this one was already dead. Another one dead. I don't know if looking at it would help. I would rather spoil anyone's appetite, bringing it out of the bag.
Oh, lovely. You can see him like, lift up his hand, and the bag of golden lifts out from your side as he then he like pulls it like he brings his like fingers in closer to him as if like he's like come on, and the bag starts flowing over towards him.
Okay, yeah, you can do that, sure.
He pulls out the head that you referred to, like, oh, look at this beauty. You call them outlines, right?
Yeah. That's what they call themselves, at least when we asked, or he asked.
Do you mind if I keep it?
I don't
I
care.
think we have enough. We have betas, haven't we?
Yeah, I still had it.
You do.
Okay. Yeah,
Give that over. Everyone.
we have
Yeah.
another one that we're hoping to use speak with dead beings and maybe get a couple more answers to a couple questions.
I'll tell you right now, it won't work. But thank you. I'll take one of these guys.
Wow. Okay, well, that's a shame.
He snaps his fingers. Yes, the unfortunate fact is that these things, if I can tell correctly, are made from existence, are they not? Roll me history.
Well, I don't think it was Korak that was told this information.
No, yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, because Korak wasn't there at the time. That would leave it to D, Lavender, or Hart.
What did he say again?
They're made of pure creation. Okay.
I think so.
D is honestly too afraid to respond right now.
Oh. In any case, he snaps his fingers. The head goes away, and then he eats it. He eats the bag, holding right back to you, Lavender.
Oh,
Thank you,
okay,
my
I
good.
grabbed it and try to catch it.
Roll me acrobatics.
Oh, great. Otherwise, it'll smack my face. Great. I think I had just a straight.
Dexterity saving throw would also be okay.
So, oh my god. Yeah, +2, same thing, no matter what. Oh wow, that was that was nice.
You catch it, and he's like, "Well done, bravo. Oh, I should keep my eye on you."
It's
any
like,
case.
you know,
Oh yeah, you want to insight check him? Go for it.
trying to look into what the heck this guy tried. Why you keep looking at me like that?
Roll advantage because you got the net.
Sure. I have really good insight, so let's say famous last words.
She's double ones.
Okay, wow, there is a natural in there, but yeah, 27.
27. Yeah. So what did you want to look for specifically?
Strangely enough, he's wondering like, is this flirting? What is he doing?
Sense that Simon has an interesting personality. From what you remember,
Is he just like this? Is this just a personality trait?
this is just a personality trait. Yes, he has like a darker side to him. Because from what you recall, from what your colleagues have said to you, Simon is the most eccentric out of like the 10. Out of the 10 faction leaders. He's just like that kind of guy that's like, okay, well, he likes to party, but you know, given the fact that you're aware that your colleague, like right now, your friends are sort of freaking the fuck out. That's generally how most people react to him because of his personality. Because you know, when he gets serious, it gets scary. But this is kind of just generally who he is.
He's just being a little much. I'm like, okay, you're always this way. Okay, don't take anything too intensely. Okay, you'll calm down a little bit. All right.
Correct.
Weird, but that's all fine.
And there was a total of 4 of them. We found one that was already dead, which is the one that had been pulled out. There was one that we were able to defeat on our way to escape the city. However, the brains of the operation basically had threatened the remaining innocent life of the city versus them being able to leave with the body of their comrade that had gained a lot of strength. We had to make the deal, so chances are that particular outline is going to be a much bigger fight.
Want me to chase after him? You can see his smile go really wide.
Can
as
you?
he, like
I mean-
sits up.
I mean, if that would be of zero trouble to you, and if that sounds like fun for you, by all means.
Oh boy, you know, I like you new generation rookies. Last era's rookies, while they were fun,
Didn't let you have any.
What was that, Zim?
what did you say? Oh, hold on. What did you say, Lavender?
Oh, I said like, oh, like as fun as they were, like, oh, they didn't let you have any
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. So to finish what I said, he says, as fun as they were, you new generation rookies are a lot more fun than the generation prior. And it's like, yeah, you know, ever since they became the big shots, they've just been so about keeping the status quo, which is boring. Honestly, if I had a half mind to, I'd go against the Ascent right now, but Well, council says we shouldn't because it's a delicate balance and people will die and yada yada yada, and you know they can just. Between you and me, I think they need more friends.
It's very possible, although I gotta admit, personally, I am a big fan of maybe the best mortals dying in Crossfire.
Yeah, you win some, you lose some.
I prefer not to.
War is always
Yeah.
like that.
Still, you are new group, aren't you? If I recall correctly, weren't you the people who defeated Scholar?
We are.
They are. My side stuff.
Oh, don't put yourself out just yet, my young dead friend. You are just as interesting as these youngins over here. Don't get me wrong.
Okay. Perhaps.
You know, the hierarchy hasn't changed in, I'd say, the past 6 trillion years, give or take. So the fact that you were able to take down the Scholar is a big deal. Give yourself a pat on the back. That was not easy, I imagine.
Honestly, I was kind of expecting it to be a little harder, but I think he was distracted. I think he was having too much fun destroying people that couldn't fight back.
He lost his touch.
Yes, children can be like that sometimes. You just gotta focus. It's so hard. Still, you know, sometimes that's the way the dice rolls. One day you're boring over a bunch of cities, and then the next day you get killed by a bunch of kids. You know, it is what it is.
Yeah, it's what happens when you go around pissing a bunch of kids off. You think happen to get powerful. Or powerful, relatively, I should say.
Oh, don't kid yourselves. You guys are powerful. I mean, you know, considering,
Relatively.
but you're still nothing to scoff at.
Not that this,
Thank you for saying so.
conversation.
So, what were we gonna say?
Well, I was going to say, like, you know, not that this conversation isn't great. Maybe we should probably ask if you have any leads as to how to get them back in touch with their grids. You kind of poofed away in one of our conversation guys. We wanted to ask him for help, I think.
So, Lavender, from your role earlier, you can kind of get the sense that he can get sidetracked like very quickly.
Yeah.
This is just kind of how he is. He's like, oh, one thing on to the next thing, on to the next thing.
Yeah, he's a very ADHD.
Yeah. Like, yes, I'm sorry. Foolish me, I'm sorry. Forgive me, guys. I just, you know, the first time I've had guests in such a long time, and, you know, with this year's tournament coming up, I was hoping for some, to meet the new bloods before they even started the tournament, so, yeah, forgive me for being excited. Yes, I can explain exactly why your dreads are crooked.
And the solution?
Well, the solution, that is something different. But
No.
I can explain what happened.
Okay.
Hina is a very interesting person. It holds a lot of value, especially to your headspace friends. One might. I believe, give or take, people have mentioned the fact that your dreads, although different, seem familiar. Yes?
Correct. Seem to see us almost as like one, and yet not quite.
Well, that's to be expected.
They all came from one guy, right?
Yeah, Benjamin Castro.
Yes, correct. You see, young Benjamin of trauma with Corsu. She did not do fairly well in its environments, and well, being chased down for quite some time. Not doing well. I take it you've been having dreams of some kind?
Yeah, of people that initially we thought that our dreads might have known, but they don't seem to recall ever being those good people.
Yes, like for instance, uh, murderous bar, or running
Yep.
up Old Mountain. Those were his memories, unfortunately. That poor boy. Oh, what to deal with there. Now I tried to warn him to take a break here now and again, but some people don't listen.
So all of the Reds, once they return to the area of their sources trauma, clammed up, or they all got scared and turned. And is that what you're trying to allude to?
Yes, more or less. They
Okay, so-
more than like
so-
they're fractions of him. They're pieces of him. You, in essence, have the soul broken up into pieces, trapped within your bodies of this poor boy.
Then would they come back over time, or do you think we need to, I don't know, somehow give them therapy of some sort through wherever they're hiding?
That's that idea. Although how you would go about that is beyond me, and you would require someone else who
No
knows
one in
someone.
licensed therapist.
Well,
Licensed therapist.
we were given told that it might be possible to cross space.
Oh, Rel! Ah, I haven't seen him since we rebelled. Oh.
Jason was gonna potentially help us out.
Who?
Jason, okay.
The one who moved away. He's the one who came with us when you beamed us up.
You can see him like his head tilt, trying to think who you're talking about.
You didn't like just push him somewhere random, right?
I think you said Solomon before,
Ah! Yes, Solomon.
but I think he called himself Jason. To
Oh,
us.
yes. Yes, right. Ah. How could I forget little old Mason? Yes, Mason is,
Jason?
Jason, yes, Tayson.
Oh,
Oh dear.
I believe Tayson was,
He's having a stroke.
I believe Tayson was,
oh god.
Solomon's protege, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Solomon Jr., don't let him out.
Yeah, if I remember right, he said it was with the Ruins Beast.
Yes. For some time, yeah. I did hear that Rel took in a couple more students after Solomon, but you know, not too bad, I suppose. Hopefully, Basin didn't do too.
He's been awesome so
He's a little tired. Can he also get some food?
Well, I guess Kaysen can, get some food too. I'll send him over to the, the food court.
Back as far away.
You just hear him from the food court. Wait, what the hell?
Oh shit! You basically see him pop up again, and you can see him like sort of, totally freak the fuck out. And you see his hair like all whooshed up, like he's been
I've been
like,
falling for 5 minutes.
I have been falling for 6 hours.
So many minutes.
Yeah. Yes. That's Jason, right?
Jason, yeah.
Anyway, how have you been, Payson? What
Grayson.
the hell? Like, so, Mr. Payson, I am going to send you over to get some food with everyone else. I do apologize for forgetting your meeting. Anyways, ta-ta. He taps the table, and then like Jason's gone again.
Oh dear.
He's saying,
Just been aware that you need to eat, so go eat.
yeah. I was like, I've just been aware that you've been made to eat. Go for it.
How about
But you know, you might find a best bet with with the relentless beast. I like to call him Rel, of course, but you know, he's always hated that nickname growing up. It's just the way it is. You know, but we've been longtime friends, and you know, he's tried to rip out my throat at least 6 times. So,
Only 6? Wow.
over how many years
well,
of this decade?
you know, just this past year, it is what it is.
Oh,
Are you sure your charisma's maxed out?
This is charisma so high that it's creepy.
This is charisma without the self-awareness.
Well, in any case,
No, we didn't say any of that out loud.
so what do you guys have planned now? That now that you're done with this interesting debacle with Inkina.
We have another debacle of our own things.
No?
There's a missing member of our group, Hawthorne, the cleric of Lady Eva, who has another one of us, one of the dregs of dregs of Benjamin, being trapped by the Cypress. I don't think needless to say, Cypress didn't like being suppressed by Hawthorne's goddess, so he kind of took over the body, which alerted the chain to Cypress's presence, which is what we were trying to avoid. So now we gotta go and the original plan was to get an Emperor's pardon to maybe stop the chain from getting.
So Korax, the second you mention Emperor's Pardon, he starts breaking out into laughter. Oh,
Is that too much
oh,
to ask?
oh no! I'm sorry. No, that's. I'm sorry. Continue.
I
Is that a pipe
imagine,
dream?
I imagine there might be a flaw in that plan given the reaction, but
Oh no, that's a wonderful idea. I love that. It's just emperors are so dime a dozen nowadays. He's an emperor. She's an emperor. They're an
Are you an
emperor.
emperor? You could save us a lot of
Oh,
time.
um, oh, trust me, my dear friends. Everyone, I need you to make a charisma saving throw.
Oh boy.
oh god,
You're gonna knock out our
Modifier.
guard.
You are at there's no modifier for charisma. If you have a
So
negative in
just
charisma, it'd still do negative, but
you know
no mod.
what?
what?
I low key want to have Korak use rule of the battlefield.
Yeah, you can do that.
like I like clearly he's gonna show off. Korak kind of wants to show off a little too. So you know what? I'll use rule of the battlefield to succeed this one.
Yeah.
Do we have uh do we have Tulsamir's
I
aura
got an
protected?
11.
No.
Wow, his aura's gone.
She's
Yeah, the
17 and
aura,
knocked me over.
to put it into perspective, Lavender, you also fail.
Yeah. We are rolling just to fail. Don't worry about it.
To put it into perspective, um the this area that you've basically been trapped in is so strong.
Trapped?
It's
Oh no.
well, this area the area that you find yourself in is so heavily dense with dreaded power of the Great Open that it's basically like suffocating any other powers that would magically or otherwise help you in this regard.
Great.
So what happens with Korak since he's gonna do a little roll of the battlefield to show off a little on his own?
Does it work
Uh,
or
it does work, but he has to use but using rule of the battlefield, basically like he's the only one who can sort of like get a hold of himself real quick. Like he's the first one to get back up, but it still all knocks you down.
That's fair.
Like Korak, you basically have to brace yourself on the table as you're barely holding on. Your arms are shaking like a leaf. And but you're able to focus yourself as you calm down for a second. You thought for a second that Simon started to smile unusually wide, and like they're like you didn't see eyes for a second. You just saw black voids, as there was nothing like you couldn't see like gums or lips or anything like. You just saw a black void, and for whatever was standing behind him, the backdrop of dusk and the darkness of like purple, sort of bled into him as if he was the night, or if he was the sky itself.
Oh,
I was like, "Oh, my dear boy, why would I ever consider myself something so weak?"
could you help us instead then?
Uh, and then immediately it snaps back to normal. Like you guys are like shaking like leaves right now. By the
Yeah.
way, Ty, you do not get the +7. It's just a 4.
Oh, even better.
Yeah. Um, Ty, you are in the worst case right now just because of your role.
You're still on the floor.
Yeah, I'm like, she
Yeah.
is on the ground. Yeah.
Um,
yeah,
both
well,
of you,
Korak is basically like I don't know Yamcha in the
yeah,
gravity chamber.
yeah. Basically, he's like you're gritting your teeth, but you're sweating bullets right now.
Mhm.
Um, oh, I would love to, but unfortunately, see, the Chained and I are close friends. You see,
Oh.
but we made a pact a very long time ago. You see, the Great Open and the Traps don't exactly like each other. Now, we've tried to kill each other many, 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 many times.
Okay.
More than you can count. More than I can
More
count.
than
That's a
More,
lot.
yeah.
I says from the floor.
Uh, so, in agreement with one another, we agreed to let each other be. I stay away from, like, while we still hang out from every now and again, every few centuries or so, I promised to stay out of his way, and he would promise to stay out of mine. Now, believe between you and me, I think the reason why he's hunting down all of his kin is because, well, since we've last fought, he's had a bit of an inferiority complex. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Right.
just because there's someone stronger than him, he doesn't want the possibility of that happening at all. So
Well, yes and no. It's not just someone being stronger than him. Now, there have been plenty of being stronger than either of us. Of course, Anushigoro was one of those beings. After all, he was the progenitor of us all.
Uh-huh.
But you see, he and I have been rivals for many trillions of years. But over the years, I've gained more, shall we say, popularity than Shane, and accompanying it, a lot more power than him.
You do seem much more sociable.
Oh, love. Oh, I do appreciate your compliments. By the way, D, I need you to roll me a Constitution. No, not Constitution. Charisma saving
Charisma.
throw. And if you have a negative, continue with the negative. No positive modifiers. However, 0 would be fine, but no positive modifiers. Just 0 or negative.
This guy took all the charisma in the room. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's how he maintains his charisma.
D has a 0 anyway, so.
Well, you go just roll normal. You would need a natural 20.
Dang it.
So close.
Oh my god, yeah.
So like me is the second person to get up after Court.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'll stay and keep Ty company on the floor. I'm sitting low.
So, well, I would love to help you deal with the chain. I did. It's hard. And friendship is friendship. I'm sure you would understand.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you mentioned, I mentioned earlier that you reminded me of myself. Yes, you were curious as to why.
Which one is he talking to?
Generally to all of you,
Oh, okay.
but mostly specifically the four of them.
Yes.
Or would you like to meet my ex friend?
Oh gosh.
Oh no. Oh no. That was not. This is as he grabs a pen, he grabs a quill or a pen and he points it upwards. Stop. Can you see him?
Let me guess. The darkness between the stars.
Nope. You see that moon right there, and you notice, like, because you guys see, so usually the way that this planet has two moons, but usually there's only one that rotates, and you can only see the second moon every now and again. But this is not on its cycle. This second moon should not be at this time. Good. Like every puppy, when they're young, they have a favorite toy that they like to hold on to, even into their adult ages.
That's a yes.
That moon up there, that would be my partner's toy. It holds it very full. If you haven't, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna try. I was trying to think of like how to phrase this as a joke. Like, oh, that's his favorite toy. Like, ever had to tell him to drop it, and like,
Yeah, pretty much.
Never actually tell him to do that. It would be
Well, you know, once or
Majora's
twice.
Mask all over again.
No take, only throw.
Yeah. But I mean, every now and again, I do tell him to drop it.
No, please don't.
You can tell that to some generations prior.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Do I?
No, because
Oh
the
yeah,
reason
I
that you're
probably
already
do.
aware, yeah, as to why you would remember it. That's
I know
why.
why.
That's why.
Right.
Um,
Hello. Back mean it back.
Yeah,
Back means like, you did that. You did that. You.
yeah, he's saying. Simon says, yeah, tell that to the Forerunners. Forerunners were hyper advanced technological beings long ago. Basically, the technology that like Theos bases his stuff on, the stuff that you've seen, comes from that era. Steve, I want you to do me a favor.
I was about to ask this. Do you recognize that name instinctually?
Yeah, roll me history at advantage.
Dun, dun, dun. So we are recording this.
Yes. Yes.
Cool. It's probably getting all my coughs in.
Holy shit! That.
Yeah. Your eyes start to glitch a little bit hearing that word. You haven't heard it in a very long
memory banks are starting to uncorrupt some files that happen. Like we're able to salvage some corrupted files at this moment as the word sort of engages. In your memory core, you hear certain phrases in Old English. Memory salvage, reigniting stored memories, attempting activation in 3, 2, attempting activation in 3, 2, attempting activation reroute in 3, 2, 1, successful. Memory secured. The memory that boots up in your head, you knew those people. You remember walking around as these people who were highly advanced were building technologies here and there. You remember your creator who was among these people who were helping construct these things, and you don't quite remember it as D, but you remember it as you were a machine. So to make more sense of it, this is before you gain sentience. This is before you became you. So this is your body before you sort of like fully became who you are now. And you can see him putting something into your chest cavity before he closes it. And he sighs for himself as he marvels at his work. Someone off to his side is like, "Sir, are you really certain that these things are ever going to be helpful?" "I hope so, my friend. I've created so many death machines. Maybe sometimes I just think that they can help me, you know? I don't know. Sometimes I don't want to. Sometimes I wish I never made machine tools of destruction. I just want to put the world back. I just want to put the world together just a little bit at a time, you know. And then memory cuts out as the feed ends. Just in a moment. Yeah. As your memory cuts back, right, to like the conversation. D, you basically have that memory sort of reactivate. You're the only one who's sort of seen it, but they did sort of see you like bug out for a second.
D does not breathe, but the moment the memory ends, D.
Oh dear. Are you alright, my friend?
And D just nods to Korak. I have not been able to remember anything of my past since I was reactivated. This was my first insight into that. Like, these are a little shaken up because they never expected their memory core to be reactivated.
Oh, wonderful, my friend. Hey, look at you. I used to have to fight you, you know, or at least Ken. You know, they were really good at what they did. I mean, they did not hold back, and man, they could punch. Good to see you guys. It's good to see. It's good to see some of you, some of these types of things still running around. It's always so fun to see them. Well, I'm I'm sorry for intruding on your time. It's been a pleasure to meet you all. In the meantime, would you like me to drop you off anywhere?
Oh, cool. Would you be willing to extend the same courtesy for those in your dining hall?
He taps the side of his cheek for a second. I suppose.
Much appreciated.
Yeah, I think if at least go.
If I remember correctly, so the closest town to the Relentless Beast is Hunter's Keep.
Yeah.
Well, being that the Relentless Beast is however it's person to fall with, perhaps Hunter's Keep.
Oh. Is that where you want to take off?
We probably need to talk to them first about where they'd like to go. Maybe ask Jay, maybe ask everyone there if there's anything they left behind or something. Give us a moment to confer.
Sure, no worries. Oh, Miss. Little Miss Blue Lady over here. What's your name again?
Ty. You can call me
Yes.
Ty.
Ty. Oh, adorable. If I recall correctly, you said that your mother was Wright, yes?
Yeah, that's her.
Well, good thing. Good thing that is the case, because no one has seen her in a very long time, and I mean, oh. Now, I have been meaning to give this to her for a very long time. Here you go. He basically, he reaches, he snaps his fingers again, and you can see a small, like, metal, what is it? Metal slate, like a name, like kind of like a name tag, pops into his hand as he tosses it over to Ty. I believe I owe your mother.
Yeah, she
No.
catches it and tries to take a look at it. Just like, what in the heck?
It's a name tag that has it's basically a platinum tag. Actually no, it's not even platinum. It's a platinum line adamantine tag that has the inscriptions of the Wright organization. Like, you guys are loosely aware of the Wright organization being the transportation group that travels all over the world. They basically are the reasons why sea travel, while still useful, is like they basically run both sea travel and air travel. Air travel is faster, but sea travel is obviously still incredibly
More accessible.
more accessible. So that, my dear, is if you show that to any one of my facilities, they will allow you free lodging and allow you free travel. So, tell your mother we miss her all dearly, very dearly.
Thank you. I'll pass it along.
Oh, but my dear, do not feel like you cannot use it yourself. Please feel free to use it. A child of her reigns is like my own child, and I take care of my own. So, that being said, you plan to confer with your companions, yes?
We do.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Excellent. Once you're all done, call my name, and we'll have this conversation again.
Cool.
He claps his hand, and then you guys are just immediately in like the dining hall, as right in front of Jay, as he fucking stumbles and falls out of his chair, freaking out.
Oh.
Hey! There's soup on his like shirt. Like, hey,
You're not
That-
dead.
Good. I don't think I am either.
That's also good.
So he offered to, drop you guys, everyone off somewhere. Well, I mean, he offered, the offer was extended. So, is there a place you guys want to try to go to recover for some money or something? A town that you want to go to?
Yeah, sure. He casts mending, he casts like thaumaturgy, not thaumaturgy, what is it?
Prestidigitation.
Yeah, he casts prestidigitation on himself to get rid of the suit varnish on his clothing. He stands up like, I suppose, could you drop us off at New Asgarath, and so I can maybe take care of the people there. I need to talk with my guild as well as everyone. But if what you're saying is true, let's do that. He's like,
Real. I think D would inform Jason of the town that they had helped try to reestablish, and say that if anyone's willing to move there, they could really use some skilled craftsmen and artisans.
I'll talk to the guild. I'll have them send over some people. What exactly happened up there?
So,
You don't need to fully explain it. You can just.
yeah. So we tell him what the general conversation was, along with like our intentions to like head towards Hunter's Keep to have that conversation with his beast.
Well. Yeah, that makes sense. What were we gonna say last?
Oh no, like we are going to have Jay be our ambassador, but like he wants to go get in touch with his guild and everything, and like help other people settle in. So is that something we're gonna be doing? Are we gonna wait with him and then travel to the other town?
Honestly, given the circumstances, I don't think I can go with you anymore. I can write you a letter.
You're gonna refer us to another persuasive individual?
I can write you a letter to Relentless myself. You can take this letter with you. There they can get you there. They will have a guide for you. Bring the letter to him before you leave. Trust me, you're gonna want that first, because if you're within his vicinity while he's reading the letter, it's probably not gonna be a great friend. But I'm 200. I need to deal with these people, and if you want me to go to that city in that small village that you were mentioning, I'm gonna be busy. And it sounds to me that you guys don't have time to wait around.
We keep getting sidetracked. We have to factor in sidetracking, the inevitable but unfortunate sidetracking.
Well, if it helps, at the very least, we won't be traveling that long. If you can take us over to New Asgarath, I'm sure he can take you over to Hunter's Keep pretty soon. Let me go ahead and I'll go ahead and start writing you that letter. If you tell him the plan. Like, hey, how are you supposed to talk to him anyways?
We have to say his name. Don't say it now. I think you gotta say it 3 times. Like that other guy. Yeah. Something about beetles and a drinking beverage.
The juices of a beetle or something like that? I don't know.
Yeah, something like that, I think.
Okay, well, yeah,
Or like that one,
grab a parchment, and you see him like grab a parchment and like quill, and like you can see him start like writing. Like this doesn't look like a parchment quill, but you can sort of gather it's similar to a parchment quill. Like this is a thinner sheet of that of like writing.
Yeah, looks like a it's a little what's it called a ballpoint.
It's a ballpoint pen and like a piece of paper.
Nice.
An 8.5 by 11. So he's like, yeah. Let me go ahead and he writes something down, and then he grabs his stamp, melting the wax a little bit, and stamps it on. Here, this should get you the rest of the way. So what do we do now?
Is there anything else you guys might need, or would the transport be enough to your town?
Well, New Asgarath should be one. It's the biggest trade city in the entire planet. So hopefully it'll have 200 more people. Wouldn't be too much, at least. But it's king that.
Okay.
My property there, I imagine. So, in any case, this place gives me the blues.
Well, don't say that. I think you have ears everywhere. Yeah. So now I guess we can go ahead and I'll grab a couple food items into the bag holding a couple nice things.
Kind of like, could it or take a drink of something like alright, let's do this. He might go take a shot.
Yeah. There's actually also, basically, as long as you don't quite say, basically, he's like, there's also like rooms and a med bay, as well as a showering room. Yeah. Basically, you can see Jay's like, yeah, I'm gonna go take a shower. I'll get some first.
Well, I guess.
D actually says, "Can we wait a little bit before leaving?"
Should we tell him where we want to go and say like, hey, we don't need to get there super quick, but that is our decision? Or should we just? Okay.
Everyone on the roll in intelligence check. You are trying to understand Simon and a little bit more what this machine is.
Yes, because we're all really good at intelligence. He is.
Just a straight intelligence check?
Yeah. These are kind
Okay.
Yeah, 24. Actually, this works a lot better because of the fact that you're an artificer, right? And not to mention you are an automaton.
And also, Abby is part of Wright. Or
Exactly.
whatever. Yeah.
She's not a part of the right.
Yeah.
Similar. But
I couldn't remember the actual name.
yeah, the great opening.
Thank you.
So you recall earlier from memory things that Simon said his territory is deep space. got here almost instantaneously. Since you called for him, he came within like 30 minutes of deep space.
Oh wow.
You're kind of wondering how fast does this guy travel? It's very obvious that he was sort of treated like a leisurely stroll too.
I don't think Dee knows rocket science.
But do you understand?
Yeah.
Distance. You don't need to know rocket science to know fast.
Yeah. No, I meant like I'm pretty sure D doesn't know E equals MC squared or the speed of light.
You don't?
Yeah.
I thought that would be part of the program.
D just got a single fraction of their memory back.
You don't just have a built-in calculator in there?
No,
Quick keys? No.
not with formulas and bullshit.
A lot of these functions right now are considered non-functional. So parts that like allow you to be able to move, to be able to use the general power works. But as far as like routine systems and subroutine systems, a lot of them are defunct as of right now. They're not unstoppable, but they're the technology required to like
That in operation requires a lot.
Right.
D was offline for like 5,000 years, attached to a tree. Well, a tree grew out of D, but still.
No, he was offline for 100,000 years.
Okay,
Or it's kind of
right. Sorry.
covers his constitution.
Yeah. Yeah. If you want to grab any last minute supplies, that'd be a good time.
Yeah.
Well, I guess kind of set ourselves up with some rations. Party check.
So this is basic.
Clear,
Sorry, you go ahead.
to be clear, Simon didn't seem to really show any interest in the Robocom
No.
necklace.
He has no idea what it stands for. He says, "Oh, it's a cool little jewelry piece. I like that. It's cute."
Accessorizing. Respect.
I was just really curious about that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Um.
But Lucas is technically part of the
No.
But, like, clearly is doing his own thing.
Pretty much.
No.
I mean, you know, you're aware of like 3 members. Obviously, Anokus is one of them. You're aware because Anokus told you about Rel, which would imply Rel is also a member. And he kind of fucks off to his own little lake. And then, Jay told you that he's seen that on Theos, and Theos also
Keeps to
heard from him.
himself. So,
Yeah.
there might be a thread there of people that kind of fuck off to their own devices.
Yeah. So, they all, it seems like whoever, like, the members are, like, while they are a group, they're less a family or, a partnership.
They go on Zoom calls every now and then.
Yeah.
And basically, Korak's just been told to go and start setting up Zoom meetings.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that's literally the only thing Korak can help with.
That being the case, you know, Korak, roll me a Constitution saving. Because you're going to the med bay.
Oh, okay. 16.
Yep, you regain one more of your constitution.
Hooray. He's back at what used with cider.
Yeah. By the way, I didn't say this at the time, but when you survived his initial like backlash, he looked at you with like the biggest grin. You couldn't see it at the moment, but he was like excited, very excited. He was grinning from ear to ear when he saw that you were able to withstand it. You could almost hear him like giggling with joy.
Oh, thanks.
So,
Uh,
yeah. Timothy?
Are we basically treating this like a short rest now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll for a short rest.
Also, just to be clear, the charisma save we did before wasn't for any damage, it was just to stay on our feet.
Yeah, because the charisma wasn't for any damage. It was literally a fear
To
factor.
withstand his force of personality.
Yeah, that wasn't him exerting any like energy. That was him just exerting raw.
Pressure.
Yeah, pressure. Also, if anyone does want to go to the med bay and like heal up, you can also.
Yes,
Yeah,
please.
I'll go ahead and roll for med bay. Anyone who wants to go to the med bay, you regain extra 13 hit points.
Cool.
Alright, if we're all set up.
Oh.
Have you ever played Star Ocean?
No.
Real quick, during the short rest time, Dee is going to take out some of their parchment and writing utensils and basically write a letter to their mom, to Carrie.
Dear Mom, holy fuck!
Exactly.
Mom, what the fuck?
That's pretty much how Dee has to open. Like, just, Mom, holy fuck.
Mom,
That's
I
all
believe
right.
Mom, I believe all of your stories now.
So your stories were lies. Sorry.
Place crazy.
But no, Dee writes a general summary of their adventures and whatnot, and Dee seals it in a letter and has a plan and plans to request that someone deliver it to Carrie, because Dee does not know if the place they're going is going to have mail service for where Carrie is.
Yeah. Yeah. That being the case, I think that sums it up.
Right?
Yeah. So do you guys want to go meet Simon again?
Yep.
Okay.
Simon, we have decided.
You can hear a clap as you're now back onto the deck that Simon was. The table's still there. He's still enjoying his drink. Welcome back, my friends. Have you had a good rest?
This was pretty good rest.
Good. Yeah. I forgot to mention something. I forgot to properly introduce my partner. I've only introduced this boy. So, if you would all please look back up, let me introduce you to the great unfathomable. And you don't see anything. It's still the night sky. You're not really certain the entirety of the night sky started to shift.
Oh. Hey.
Do we even fathom?
Like, instinctually, all of you feel that this thing is way larger than you. This, yes. Unfortunately, Unfathomable can't quite fit in our universe, so he lies just beyond. But he can use it. He can manipulate it like a lens. So. Oh yes, he's quite large. He's a good boy, isn't he? You can sort of feel the vibrations in the air as the sky shakes violently. You can see, like, you know how, like, when the sun hits the ground too hard, and then you can see the wobbly wobblies of the sky as the heat, like, warps the air molecules. Imagine that, but like a black hole, and it warps the sky into like a circle. As it like it becomes hyper dense, and then it like goes back to normal. I found that I had some great years together. Anyways, so what it'll be?
So we inform them of where Jay and civilians would be going to his wrath.
Oh. Alright, I can manage that.
Our party would like to head towards
And any last requests?
D raises their hand.
Yes, my robotic friend. Your name was D-Vice, right?
D is a bit taken back, because D never said their last name. So that was either a very good guess, or D is scared.
He smiles at you. He's like, oh, I have my ways.
I'm pretty sure it's that thing up there. The opposed to
D
your
says,
friend watching down on all of us.
D says,
Like,
would someone be willing to deliver my letter to my mother?
who's your mother, my friend?
Carrie or Carolina Weiss in town name I don't remember. Trisha don't remember town name. At the she's the director of the orphanage.
May I? He held the old dog's hand.
D carefully places the rather thick letter envelope in his hand.
He quickly grasps it, and then he eats it off the side of the thing. Alright, letter sent.
Gosh, she's gonna hit her in the head. Be careful. It's hard to duck.
D is going to trust that makes it to a correct location.
I just imagine Carrie's just minding her own fucking business and just gets domed in the head by a piece of paper.
You
You
get
know what?
caught in her little in her ancillary.
Let's Trish, do you mind? Let's switch over. What is Carrie doing right now? It's sort of nighttime, so she's not. It's not quite like it's nighttime. It's like 10 p.m.
Okay. If it's 10 p.m., then Carrie is sitting in front of the fire, donning some socks and pants and such.
Carrie, you hear glass shatter by the front window. And, huh?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm just I was just making a joke about
Yeah.
glass.
Carrie, you hear glass shatter. As you run over to go check it out, the window seems fine. Like, you check the rest of the windows, you check on the children. You know, the kids kind of like stumble out of the bedrooms, like, what's going
I will say Carrie is not like shocked or anything. Carrie because Carrie has raised a bunch of magical children. So Carrie just goes over to the glass expecting to have to clean it up and then sees no glass and is surprised.
So the kids are like kind of all stirred awake because obviously they heard the glass was shattering.
Yeah.
Basically, you put them back to bed. You're like, that's weird. So you try to. So Carrie goes to sit down, and right in her seat, she sees a letter from Device.
There's a smile. There's a smile on her face as she picks up the letter. Does Carrie remind me? Does Carrie know about the dreads?
Yes.
Okay. Eh,
They also
Fortunately, by she knows by proxy. Yeah. Because Carrie was close with. So 2 generations ago, she herself was a member of the rookie generations several generations ago when she was young. Then few generations later, she met more of those people. One of those beings, some of those beings, namely Rom being one of those beings. And then again, few years down the line, and again, like she knows the generations of the rookies of all these powerful beings, and because of that, she was kind of exposed to the hidden world, anyways. She's not a dread herself.
No, but
she knows, she's aware of them, and she knows what to look for one.
yeah.
Yeah, she's
in
fought
that
them before. It's not something new.
Carrie picks up the letter and smiles and goes, "It seems my little one has found some powerful friends, or at least some powerful allies." And she sits down to read the letter.
But yeah, it's like so. But on the flip side, Dee just watched him beat the fucking thing off the ledge.
Yeah, Dean's just like, and he's just going to trust that it gets to the correct location.
Yeah.
Because Dean's not going to question this being.
Yeah, this guy seems a bit like so powerful that whatever crazy shit he does, you may as well just fucking roll with it.
Yeah, it's just like at this point, it's like we're just not questioning this.
So, that being the case, I promise you guys I will drop off all these lovely individuals over to, you said New Amsterdam?
We did.
Are you sure you don't want deep space?
I mean, do you want to go the scenic route?
I think deep space would probably do
Oh. Alright, alright. So he basically like, all right, we're here. And you look at him and you're like, what are you talking about? We just told you the location. I'm like, yes. And he looks at you like, yes, we're here.
You look down.
Oh, okay.
You basically look down to see, you're hovering over, a massive city. This is the biggest city you've probably ever seen. Not only does so it's by a riverbed that leads directly to the ocean. This city probably probably houses roughly in the 2 million of beings, because that's just what you can tell. But the amount of power here is probably it's as dense as what you're standing on right now. So the power that you feel from this ship and Simon is roughly the same in this area altogether. As you can see, like hovering, like these are large, and then in the sky, as you can see, large towers of stone islands where you can see waterfalls coming down as there's more land mass and housing and buildings and on these large sky islands. Um, yeah.
Start hearing Tears of the Kingdom music.
Yeah. This time, though, before it's like,
We see
No,
a
I do-
rock floating in advance, well, falling in reverse.
well, give me one moment. I can't exactly drop them off quite yet, but let's just say that we have some incoming guests. As you guys continue to look down, you see like 5 humanoid beings flying off to this way. They, it's like at first you're like, wow, these humans are kind of like these humanoid beings are kind of powerful. They quickly transform into silver dragons.
Oh,
Oh, great.
Clyde kind of looks at this. Oh, sweet.
Yeah,
alright.
they basically fly faster as they land on top of like the landing hub and shifting back into their state. Simon Wright. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, I should have called first.
You
but-
could have.
But what's the fun of that? All about the surprise. Nuance, you know? Simon Wright. We've talked about this. Yes. But this time is different. Instead of a proposition, I have a young friend here. I have some young friends here who would like to drop off some people, if that's alright.
Yes.
Did one of them looks over to you? Yes. So, are these the people you were mentioning?
No, we have civilians down in the along with I should say Artisans Guild or
No. He's sending merchants from the guild to the city that you're taking. These are just regular folks with like.
People.
we have people in the dining room that are basically refugees from the humans rather devastated that were told that this was probably one of the better next
And who was this person you said that was leaving?
Jason.
Right.
I forget, like, what was his,
Last name?
or not quite last name, but like, what would, be his identifier?
Like the guild? Or
Yeah. He's vice guild master of the house.
Yeah, correct, we'll make that.
Jason. Really?
Yep.
He's been gone missing for almost a month now.
Oh yeah, he has a whole story behind what happened there.
We, helped him evacuate the civilians from what was,
Yes, we also were stopped receiving shipments from Makina for some time now. Let me confer with my seniors before you can then feel the sky shake again. But this time, Simon, like you can kind of tell that this is not Simon. This is like coming from below, right where you can kind of see a ziggurat sort of building directly into the center. That shakes for a second as you can see all 5 of like the silver dragons who like are in their human forms turn and like they put their hand on their chest. Yes, sir. We understand. He turns around. Very well. We will take the refugees in. We're not heartless. We understand difficult times. Simon, a warning for you. Oh yes. Our master does not appreciate you showing up unannounced. The next time you do so, he will have your head. Oh, come now. He's just fibbing. We like to do that. You know how it is. Yes. Very. Alright. If there's anything else, get off of our land. Okay, okay.
About
Um,
our lawn.
Yeah, you can see the dragon sort of fly because basically he sees like you got like the dragon looks over to you guys and he can sort of like he sees you guys like okay well you know what because to you he's like to him he's you are regular people, he's fine with you, he didn't treat you with disrespect. The second he saw Simon you can see like irritation on his face.
He's like, you again.
You like because you can kind of get the imagining that Simon is really eccentric and he likes to just kind of do this.
He likes to get on people's nerves on purpose. He knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing, especially like especially of beings of equal power. Like it's like yeah, like it's not just because like oh like he's not doing this like oh I'm one of the strongest beings ever. I'm like just like oh I'm the strongest, nothing can beat me. No, he knows that there are other beings equally as powerful, if not more so than him. He understands that. This is just him being a brat.
Right.
So
It's like, what are they gonna do to me, huh?
it's like, come on, oh come on. Like for him, basically what you would consider an apocalyptic event, he considers Sunday dinner.
He's like, I want to be back.
Oh, we were just horsing over. So Simon just laughs out like, oh, that kid has to mention, he really gets you going sometimes. I once had dinner at his palace. He's a very, very good host. And man, oh man, does he not hold back. And you can sort of see him droning on.
Yeah.
But, so this is like, at that point, like, you guys have to, like, cut in and be like, hey, so what are we, oh, right, the people. He claps his hand again, and, like, you don't know this, but, like, obviously
We're
the people
assuming.
don't, assuming that they all disappeared. Well, in any case, shall we head to our next destination?
Yes.
Yeah, the second you said I guess, it's like alrighty. So
And we're here.
and we're here. So
Please keep your hands and feet together. Insane.
on this wild ride. Now, the people of Hunter's Keep, they're not exactly technologically advanced, if you know what I'm saying.
So, are you going to park somewhere around the block and then drop us off?
Well, let's just say that Rel and I have an understanding. Yeah, understand. Everybody, make me a Constitution saving throw or be thrown to the ground.
Can I already be seeing?
Yeah, you can, or you can hover on your leaf if you want.
My leaf? Oh yeah, I have a leaf. I'll stay on my leaf. I know this.
I am half tempted to do that shit again just because, just on principle. I am so tempted to just have Korak just like, why would I? So I'm gonna roll because I need to start building my constitution back up.
Does that help?
I got a dirty 20.
You managed to hold your ground.
Awesome.
D got 23.
Oh, D, you're also good. Ty, what was it, Ty?
What was the roll?
Constitution saving.
Okay.
Normal. You're basically just falling to the ground.
Would it not be a deck save?
Natural one.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Oh no, you can use
I'm
your modifier,
Morgan.
but natural one is natural one, so I can't really help you there. By the way, this
Morgan.
what I'm about to roll, this is not to you guys. You are not taking damage. You were rolling to see if you were on the floor or not. Two of you survive. Lavender, you never had to do it in first place until you fall to the ground on your face. Take 1d4 damage. That one. You fall flat on your face. This is that was against the ship. You can see a big ass beam of light flying from like down in the forest, like far away in the forest. This is like a few, like this is several miles down into the forest. As that big ass beam of light flies in and hits the ship, although you can see the barriers sort of pop up around it, protecting the ship. That was the damage that came coming at the ship.
Oh.
He's firing his laser! Blah!
See, told you, we're good friends.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly.
Your definition of that is not.
What friend doesn't try to rip out the other friend's throat out several times within a span?
See, now you're getting it. Alrighty, well, with that being the case, I think you've all had a very long day.
Yeah.
Before you leave that, I'll think, mention, I found one of your books. One of your books.
You're kidding, can I see?
Yeah, sure. He kind of produces the war tactics book that Korak is kind of like, he's helped translate from Korak to me. I've been trying to up my capabilities as far as combat tactics go. Not a whole lot upstairs, but I am trying to at least be good at combat.
You can see him smile as he's reading the pages. Like someone like, like basically when they're looking at me, it's like they're looking at their own movie pictures.
Yeah. Like
Um,
sounds like that.
It's like, memories. There you go. So he pulls something out. It's like a ballpoint thick quill that you saw Jay use earlier. Clicks it, and then he
Still
signs
use
it.
it?
Yeah, he signs the book. Like
Oh my god.
he slaps Squawkin back. All right, my friend, here you go.
Thanks.
That thing's value just went up like 20 gold. Like, or no, 200 gold or something.
Probably went up a lot.
I have no idea.
But, thank you.
Gotta find the right buyer.
That being said, I've already arranged for housing for you at Hunter's Keep. So keep yourselves. Check in. Have a good night.
Oh wow.
Thank
You
you.
work fast.
I'm nothing if not hungry. All right, everyone. I hope to be with you soon. That is where we will end tonight's episode.
I mean, because my phone's about to die. No, yeah.
Literally so much charisma that it circles back to often.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Well,
hopefully
that was fun though.
that's what I was going for.
Cat.
Now, what do you think? What do you think, Cookie?
She says that was a good session.
Yes.
I do think it was Korak was able to actually stay on his feet for like some of the more siege.
Yeah, Simon. Remember how I told you a long time ago that there's like a couple people that you shouldn't throw hands with?
Yeah, and Simon's one of them.
Simon is one of them. Simon is most definitely one of them. You don't throw
Yes.
hands with him.
Because that was just like an offhand, leisurely, not even putting any effort in kind of thing.
Yeah.
And Korak had to use fucking rule of the battlefield and not get fucking floored.
Yeah. This was him being casual and like friendly.
Yeah.
But yeah, Simon. Simon was a character I was wanting to introduce you guys for a while.
Well,
I
at the
was
very least, he
Nice.
seems to like us.
yeah. Because it's funny because so you guys from you don't need like to super dig deep as to the hierarchy. Simon is out of all the single dreads that currently exist at this point in time, he is the top dog. He is number one. He's taken that position after after the previous person stopped existing. Since that time, he's the most powerful out of all. Now, that doesn't make him the most intelligent, nor does it make him the like most
Like
dangerous.
just it's raw power out of it.
Yeah, yeah. Basically, in raw power and combat prowess, he is top. Because he doesn't have all these special abilities where like it makes like, oh, I will do mental attacks, or I can like make illusions, or I can warp reality. No, he's just straight up hands. He throws really good hands.
He's one punch man with charisma.
Yeah. You could see because he got very excited at the notion of like anytime you were talking about what was going down in Kina, he was like, "Ooh, this is getting spicy. I'm having a good time." Most bosses are interesting. To put into perspective, if you were to meet the Demigorgon isn't even on his radar.
I kind of wonder how his buddies has the title of Lord of the Lies in this world, because, like, the line that exists.
Well, it's the same thing of like the plane of elemental fire exists, but like the dread of fire also exists. And then like there's the Fae, or also who can some of them be beings of fire, right? It's basically similar. Well, there are people who choose to do that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm ending the recording.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay.